In order, everyone please stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Ashley, can I have roll call, please?
Kidma?
Here.
Shostel?
Here.
Fisher?
Here.
Briggs? Cavalier?
Here.
Brecken?
Here.
Lot? Alt?
Okay, just regular agenda tonight, Ashley.
Yes, Your
please.
Honor. Item 3.01 is a resolution regarding approving an accounting and advisory services statement of work with the CliftonLarsonAllen LLP CLA and authorizing the agreement.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
Move, Your Honor.
Got it. Don and Henry, thank you. Discussion.
Just had a question as to how much that cost.
I'll go through that, and then if you're okay, I'll just answer any question. So yeah, this resolution is a statement of work for accounting and advisory services from CLA or CliftonLarsonAllen, outlining the scope of services and responsibility. The statement of work includes assistance, but not limited to, I should say, assistance with financial statement preparation, audit coordination, internal control review, financial reporting support, and other related services as requested by city management. This agreement's been prepared on a month-to-month basis with a 30-day written notice of termination. The city will only pay for services that are requested and will be billed at an hourly rate depending on what professional services are needed as detailed in the consulting services fees section of this agreement. So I know we've had some staffing difficulties in the past with CLA, which has led to some delays. However, we're in need of their services to complete the 2024 audit and to help with any services as a new financial director gets acclimated or familiar with their new position. Everybody received an email from Ashley with an attachment from Baker Tilly, a letter written to the state of Minnesota indicating we did receive an extension from the state to complete the 2024 audit by February 13th with no impact to our LGA funds. Our hope in the future, under the guidance of a new finance director, is to either terminate services with CLA, possibly contract with a new audit prep firm, or best case scenario, perform all financial services in-house. Joseph's question, cost as far as this last year or prior, or exactly what are you looking for?
I would like to know an estimated cost going forward, how much it costs. The amounts per hour are quite.
The amounts per hour, yeah, as detailed in that section are high, depending on what services or what type of staff member they have help us. In the past, it's cost about $200,000 a year. So our hope is, in the last 2 years, we've spent well over $400,000 in services, but they have also filled in as interim finance director. That amount has gone down again with the hope with a new finance director that we could hopefully cease all services altogether. But we're hoping, and the reason we're asking for this contract is to get us through the February 13th audit, to get us through the next 2 months. And again, I just don't want to leave or have a new finance director come in without someone to turn to help for some answers if they need that. At our next council meeting, we'll have more details on the new finance director, but given their experience and their history, again, I'm hoping that we can eliminate any help or services in the future.
So for clarity, $400,000 over the last 2 years.
Correct. It's been more than that, yes.
Thank you.
Hopefully it will be a lot less. You know, moving forward, maybe we'll only need them for 6 months.
We had originally budgeted about 75,000 in 2025 for their services, with also the anticipation that the finance director would take some of that responsibility. But as we know, with turnover, we had to retain their services longer than we had anticipated in 2025.
And you had stated you had made an offer last time. Was that offer accepted?
Correct, it was. We are currently doing a background investigation. We'll have something in front of council on the 5th.
Thank you.
Further discussion? Hearing none, can I roll call please?
Hima. Shastel.
Aye.
Fisher. Cavalier.
Aye.
Brecken.
Aye.
Alt.
Okay, motion carries.
Item 3.02 is a resolution regarding adopting a 5-year capital improvement plan for 2026 through 2030, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve this resolution? Thank you, Henry. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Joseph. Thank you. Discussion.
So again, as we are required and do every year, attach this 5-year capital improvement plan for years 2026 through 2030. Year 2026 reflects the capital improvement projects that have been presented to council and approved in a preliminary budget. The subsequent years reflect many of the capital improvement projects that were postponed in 2026 and will be looked at for future budget preparations.
Just to note too, with the capital improvement too, it's kind of a revolving door.
Moving target.
Yeah, it's, it doesn't mean we have to do it, it's nice to do them, but we can push them back or move stuff around.
Exactly, and the 2026 capital improvement projects are exactly what's detailed in the 2026 budget. But as we know, subsequent years, not all of them will get funded, they never do, but it is just two things, like you said, a moving target and a good resource for department heads so they can try to keep on top of improvements as we move forward.
What's intriguing is the spreadsheet that you have. Normally we see it just in the totals, at the end of a column, but you also have totals across the rows, which actually was very helpful. And it shows from 2026 to 2030 and gives us some there, which is helpful to see out in the future. So thank you for doing that.
Yes, sir.
Further discussion? Hearing none, can I roll call please?
Hima. Shastel.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Cavalier.
Aye.
Brecken.
Aye.
Alt.
Okay, motion carries.
Item 3.03 is a resolution regarding adopting the property tax levy for taxes payable in 2026. Your Honor.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Thank you, Henry. Is there a second? Second by Morgan. Thank you. Discussion.
So again, the tax levy presented in this resolution is an 8% increase in the levy, the same as the proposed levy that was presented to council earlier. An 8% increase would cover any shortfalls of the 2026 budget, would provide additional financial resources for any unforeseen expenditures or an opportunity to build city reserves, which haven't occurred in several years. Again, if needed, I do have the PowerPoint from Truth and Taxation presentation, if you'd like us to pull that up to kind of see the tax burden that it would impact our residents and the dollar amounts. We're happy to do that if requested.
Discussion?
You had a really nice comparison spreadsheet last time when you had, if this, then it'd be, right, it was
Sure.
It was 8% versus 10%.
Absolutely.
That'd be helpful to see that.
We can sure pull that up, you bet. Let me pull that up also.
It's on our different page.
I'm sorry, I'll find it in 30 seconds. I should have had that pulled up. I didn't, but I will here. Nope, not that one. It will be, I think it's slide 15, Keenan. Right there, I believe. Is that the one, Joseph? And then we also have the tax impact that it would be to residential households, but here is detailing the estimated amounts from a 1 to 10% increase. Again, I did put 10% on here because originally that's what numbers we were looking at prior to the proposed levy. So obviously 8% is the highest we can go, but I did show a 10%. That was original numbers when we were talking originally before we set the proposed levy. But an 8% increase would be $358,888 above the prior 2025 levy. Take into consideration our 2.65% shortfall, that would leave $240,335 remaining. However, do remember that we did still pull $250 from water. So although it looks like a surplus, it truly is not a surplus in our budget.
Discussion, I guess, I don't like paying taxes any more than anybody else, but I don't think 8% is bad. I think that would put us in a better spot for next year.
I haven't heard any pushback from anybody or anyone that's upset about it. So,
If you go to slide 17, Keenan, I think it's two more. Again, if you remember, this graph, this chart would show the impact on a $150,000 household. The column, second in from the right, if you will, 8% increase. The annual difference would be $35 on a $150,000 home, or $2.92 per month. If you go to the next slide, Keenan, this is the $250,000 home at an 8% increase. Again, annual difference would be approximately $69 or $5.75 monthly.
It seemed like the foresight of the council previous was to increase to make up for lack of increases, to catch up with inflation. And so it was incredibly high, especially last time. Feedback that I received was that they were glad that it wasn't continuing at that high increase rather than we now see the decrease there. That's the feedback that I had received.
And I think the kind of goal through the budget process was one, to find a number where we're not overtaxing our residents, but also providing enough to stay in line with cost of living increases. I can tell you one thing, I mean, since the budget, we do have a $25,000 improvement project that is going to likely have to happen at City Hall, which I'll be bringing forward at a future council meeting. So there's things like that that have already came up. And as we can imagine or only anticipate, other things will come up. So again, it's not an excess amount of money by any means when you're looking at a $15 million budget, but it does give us some breathing room if some of those unforeseen circumstances arise or some debts come up. So it just creates a little less stress for city staff.
Last 2 years, we were awful high. I know that 2 years ago when we had high levy, it was basically to pay our employees. Basically we were a revolving door. They would get the training here and find a better job elsewhere. So it was about retention with the employees.
And speaking of wages, we do have a percentage built in for COLA for wages next year. But again, as we move forward in future council meetings, we do have that wage equity study that we'll bring forward. Most of that, I believe, would be already built into the budget, but depending on how union negotiations go and council decision, that could increase some wage amounts also, which again, having a little extra financial resources could be helpful when it does come down to that.
The other powerful slide that you had was a comparison across cities. And it showed that there was several cities that were much higher than ours. It seemed like we were fit nicely, and it looks like they were going through some of what we had gone through in the last couple of years.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
is this the one here? Yeah, okay.
The one that
I'm
you
on the
said
historical data. Yeah, there we go.
So like, for example, Thief River Falls is what, 21.8%, and then Virginia, 22.8, extremely high. That is reminiscent of what we have done in the past.
And again, when I pulled those numbers, I always try to compare to local cities, either whether they're in our county or nearby counties, border counties. And then I did just pick a few cities with the same population, to kind of be fair comparisons, but just to kind of give everybody an idea what that looked like. And I think I have it in a slide, I think statewide averages were, it's on that actually, that same slide. City averages were 8.7 across the board on the proposed budgets.
I think we spent a lot of time, and I think the staff, you guys did a lot of work on that, so thank you very much. And I think I'm comfortable with the 8%. it seems reasonable, it feels like it leveled out, and it also gives us some ability to stabilize, so.
Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Hima,
Aye.
Shastel,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Cavalier,
Aye.
Brecken,
Aye.
Alt.
Okay, motion carries.
Item 3.04 is a resolution regarding adopting the 2026 budget for the City of Crookston.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved, Your Honor.
Got a motion, Don and Derek, thank you. Discussion?
So again, attached to this resolution is Exhibit A, which details both the revenues and expenditures of the 2026 budget. The attached 2026 budget, or Exhibit A, does include an 8% increase for the total operating budget for 2026, a total of $15,334,827.
Thank you. Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Hima,
Aye.
Shastel,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Cavalier,
Aye.
Brecken,
Aye.
Alt.
Okay, motion carries.
Item 3.05 is a resolution granting a temporary extension of a liquor license for the Crookston Inn pending completion of sale, Your Honor.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Thank you, Henry.
Second.
Second by Don. Thank you. Discussion?
So council had previously approved the 2026 liquor license for the city of Crookston. Under that requirement, each license holder would have paid or been required to pay all their property taxes, special assessments, and any other financial obligations owed to the city on or before December 31st, 2025. As detailed in this resolution, due to some unforeseen circumstances, which has delayed the timeline of the sale of their property, the Crookston Inn is requesting the city to approve their 2026 liquor license and a temporary extension up to 45 days to allow them additional time to pay their property taxes, special assessments, and any other financial obligations owed to the city. Crookston Inn has paid all fees associated with their 2026 liquor license. City staff has also spoken to the state of Minnesota. The decision to grant the Crookston Inn their 2026 liquor license is a council discretion, and if approved, the city would issue their license without delay.
Thank you. Further discussion?
So if they reach that 45 days, can they come back to the council again and ask for another extension?
We could, absolutely. We are told, we spoke to both the seller and buyer, and they're confident, they're comfortable with that time frame that the sale will occur within the next 45 days. It was originally supposed to occur about the middle of December, but just as things get delayed, sometimes with certain sales and things like that, they've asked for this extension prior to paying their property taxes.
Sounds good.
Further discussion? Hearing none, can I roll call, please?
Hima,
Aye.
Shastel,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Cavalier,
Aye.
Brecken,
Aye.
Alt.
Okay, motion carries. I guess that does it. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.